Hello, everyone. Welcome to our back to school night virtually. If you weren't able to make it in person, or if you just wanted to watch this, welcome. My name is Mr. Amadeo. Hopefully, you know that by now. The students also call me Mr. A because it's sometimes just easier to say than Mr. Amadeo. But yeah, I just want to start off by saying your kids have been a blast to teach so far this year, and I look forward to the rest of the year. We have an amazing group of young men and women in both classes, and I'm so happy that I get to teach the entire fourth grade. I teach all of your students Bible, history, and writing. Real quick, I'll run through some of the things that we do in each class. In Bible, each day we talk about a topic. This week we're talking about temptation and Satan, and why is it important to know who Satan is, and why is it important to know what temptation is, and what can we do to fight off temptation, right? We also have a quiz each week and a memory verse each week that kind of coincide with what we've learned. The best way to study for those quizzes is to read the Bible book, because a lot of times questions come straight from the Bible book. And a big one with all three of these subjects is to make sure you're just paying attention in class, because I'm going to say things that maybe aren't written down that are on the quizzes. So it's important for your students to be engaged and paying attention. And for the most part, they do really well at that. And I'm very happy that they pay attention, because that's always nice as a teacher. In history, we started at Adam and Eve, and then we skipped a whole lot of years. Like we just kind of jumped, like we went through very important pieces of history and got to the New World in America, and just learned about the 13 colonies and the Boston Massacre. And we will continue learning all the way up to almost present day, depending on how much time we have in the year, and assuming no snow days and things like that happen. But we're going to hit pretty important events all throughout the history of the world, which is pretty cool, I think. And the kids are really excited to learn about those things. They seem to enjoy it so far. And I'm doing my best to make it as interesting as I can, because sometimes history isn't their favorite topic. But we're doing pretty well so far. And going along with history, we're also watching Liberty Kids. In class, it talks about the Revolutionary War, and it kind of goes into depth on some of the different like smaller aspects of the Revolutionary War that maybe we won't be able to cover in class. And it's made for children. It's a cartoon made for children, and they love Liberty Kids. So I'm really happy that we get to use that as well. And then last but not least, writing. When it comes to writing, we have a curriculum that we follow where we are going to write personal narratives, informational writing, poems, those kind of things. And it's going to take all year to get through the different types of writings. It'll take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to finish one form of writing. And we do that for a reason. It's so that, one, we don't give them too much stuff at once, and also so that we can hit the really small things like punctuation. Yes, we know where a period goes, but do we know where a comma goes? Do we know where an exclamation point goes? Do we know what quotation marks are? Do we know what parentheses are for? So we're going to hit all of those things and make sure that we understand all of them and know why we're doing them, not just where to do them, but why we're doing them. If you can understand the why, you can understand a lot of the other aspects of writing. So they're having a lot of fun in writing. Ask your student about vomit writing, if they haven't already told you. We vomit write in class, which is basically they have a certain amount of time to just write about anything and everything they want, just so that they start to fall in love with writing, because writing is one of those subjects you either love it or you hate it, and I really want them to love it, and I want them to have fun with it, and to really just fall in love with the whole writing process. Some other things that we're going to do in our class: we work really hard. I push them to do hard things, and I want them to do hard things, because I don't want to just prepare them to finish fourth grade or fifth grade. I want to prepare them to be great in sixth grade, in seventh grade, in eighth grade. So we work really hard so that they are prepared for the future. Another thing is loving others. I want them to love themselves. I want them to love their friends, their neighbors. I want them to love their teachers, their family members. If you're loving others, you're probably doing something right, which is awesome. And I want them to just know that they are loved, and I try to demonstrate that to them each and every day and get to know them and pour into them so that they can know what it looks like to pour into others. And they all do really well at loving others from what I've seen so far, and I love that. I also want them to be independent learners. So what does this look like? Well, it looks like instead of coming and asking the teacher, what do I do for this? It's let me figure it out first, or let me try first. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to not know something right away. I mean, we can all remember a time where maybe we came across a subject and we were like, I don't know how to do that. A lot of times it's math. I don't know how to add. I don't know how to do long division. I don't know why there's letters all of a sudden in math, right? And it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not know what things are, but I don't want them to just come and ask for assistance right away. I want them to try and figure it out themselves. So becoming an independent learner, taking ownership of what they're learning. They're going to be responsible for making sure they have everything taken home. I tell them what they need to take home. It's their job to put it in their book bag and take it home. And at some point in the year, I would really like it to get to the point where they just look at the board, they see, oh, we have homework, I need this, this, and this, and put it in my book bag, and they're good to go. Without Mr. Amadeo or Miss Haynes having to tell them, right? So that's kind of what our end goal is for them to be able to do things without being told what to do by the end of the year. So what do I expect from them each day? And I'll just kind of run through these real quick. I expect them to be nice, be cooperative, because we do work in pairs and groups. And you may not always work with someone that you like to work with, right? You may not work with your best friend every time, and that's okay. You're allowed to work with people that they aren't your favorite, right? Because we're all friends, we're all family. We need to learn to work with others, right? We're going to be respectful and responsible of both other people, of our own things, of the classroom, of Mr. Amadeo, or my bookshelf, my mats, the things on the walls. We're going to be responsible and respectful and pick things up and not leave trash around. And we're also, like I said earlier, we're going to do hard work and we're going to try our hardest, because if we're not trying our hardest, I can't actually see what they know and don't know. So it's important that they try their hardest each and every day. And these are rules that your students came up with themselves. We have a rule sheet up front that your students actually came up with, like 5 or 6 of the rules, so that they are responsible for their own following of the rules, and they hold each other accountable. They hold me accountable. It's great. What does each day look like? Each morning my students start with a spelling page for their spelling words. Then we will switch and they'll go to Miss Haynes' class, and Miss Haynes will teach them math and reading and science. And after they do those, they will switch back over here to my class. We'll do a quick snack before we go to specials. And then after specials, we generally have lunch, maybe a little bit of extra time in there to work on some homework or to read some. I try to do a little bit of reading each and every day with them. After lunch, I will teach my students. I'll teach them the writing, the history, and the Bible. And Miss Haynes' class will be back with Miss Haynes. And then around 3 o'clock, we pack up for Carline and for the end of the day. And during that time, they're allowed to work on homework, finish any unfinished work from the day, read quietly, draw quietly, talk to their neighbors quietly. I don't mind if they're talking. I don't mind if they're having conversation, because I really, really think kids need that. But as long as it's not too loud, I kind of let them do whatever they want to do. And if it gets too loud, they know I shut some things down. I start taking away more and more until they have to sit there in silence. But we haven't gotten there, so that's really good. Really proud of them for that. Some really fun things that I love about your students is, one, that they're hilarious. Your children and students are just so funny. I love them. They make me laugh every day. They're also very creative. We have a lot of opportunities to be creative in here, and they take full advantage of that, and I love that. Hitting on it again, they are hardworking. Your kids work so hard, and it is so awesome to see. They're fully engaged, and they're caring, and they're wanting to answer my questions. They're wanting to listen to their peers. They're wanting to be a part of the conversation, right? And they're also just super interesting. They have so many different interests and so many different things that they care about and they want me to know about, whether it be video games or softball or baseball or whatever it is. They have so many things that they're interested in, and I love that. And there's so many other things that I just couldn't even list. But They truly are a great group of kids, and I'm so glad that I get to teach them. And lastly, just thank you. I appreciate you guys allowing me to teach them, allowing me the opportunity to teach your children through fourth grade, and hopefully build a relationship that will last a long time. And if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me through Parent Square. You can always reach out to me through my email. I would recommend Parent Square first. I will generally get back to you if it's during the day within the hour, if not quicker. And if you really, really need me to like see something, you can't send it through Parent Square. Go ahead and send it through my email, my school email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys. I really, really genuinely appreciate you allowing me to teach your kids and build bonds with your students so that I can teach them to the best of my ability. If you have any questions, like I said, just go ahead and reach out. But otherwise, I will hopefully see you guys throughout the school year and talk to you guys and your students soon. Bye.